Hey, welcome to the Practice Bloom podcast. I am going to be doing a podcast on something that we have quite frequently get questions on, almost, I'd say, 2 or 3 times a week. We have a lot of chiropractic, wellness, orthopedic, physical therapy, that whole realm of physicians and practice owners who come to us with help needed for their chiropractic office or their physical therapy or their wellness office. And it comes in all sorts of flavors. There's a lot of spins from people doing stem cell and PRP to hyperbolic chambers to the traditional break fix for chiros to physical therapy. So there's a lot in there. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples. I'll go right down the middle of this because there's so many different examples we have, but I think it's most important for you to first understand the mechanics behind what we're attempting to do for most of our clients is to customize their strategy for their funnels so that they have the required emotional construct behind the patient journey. So we're going to take a look at that funnel flow. Then we're going to look at some examples. Then we're going to look at some cost per leads. And we're going to look at how the whole thing works together. So if you can hang in with me for a few minutes and listen or watch this, you'll be a lot more further down the pipeline to understand how to put together the proper alignment. It's probably a good word for this particular subject for the podcast today, but the alignment of the funnels within the framework of this particular niche. So let's take a look first at identifying the strategy. So we really want to look at how funnels are built, because if you can understand the basic principles of how a workflow creates a customer journey, you're going to be a lot better off in understanding how to build funnels. Because if we can understand the customer's journey, and we can visualize it, it makes it a lot easier to put down a customized strategy for your practice or for your involvement with understanding how to help put the best pieces together for your business. You can see here we've got a couple of different scenarios. Google ads and Facebook ads are typically the types of things that we work with. But we also have organic traffic coming from Google Maps, organic traffic coming just directly to the website, social media, and email marketing. So sort of separate these into 2 pods. Although they do end up in the same spot, the goal for any practice is to get a consultation scheduled. So let's take a look at how this works. So from the ads, we drive people to a landing page. And that's sort of the single most important thing that you have to think about, which is that when you drive somebody from cold traffic to a landing page, you have to really think about their experience. This is probably the first time they've, or maybe not the first time, but at least it's a newer, fresher face coming to your practice. So you have to give them trust signals and the attitude that you have got what they need to solve their problem. And what I mean attitude is that you've got to create the right copy, the right look, the right things that create someone to say, okay, I trust this doctor or I trust this practice. Right. So we're going to go down this lane first, and we see the ads, which we're going to show in a little bit later of this segment. They go to a landing page. They then go to a thank you page, right? So once the person comes in and they've said, okay, I will take your offer, and we're going to talk about offers in a few minutes, they then go to the thank you page, and that's the conversion form. So at that point, we immediately have a secondary form that pops up that is a consultation time to be booked on a calendar. Most practitioners want us to see if we can get a person to go directly into booking, which means that they collect the offer, whether it's a cash-based offer or it's a ebook download or a simple request for a consultation without even a cash pay strategy, that you've got the next step, which is to get them into the calendar. And so now once they've gone into the calendar, if they do, they go into the our tool, which I'll show you in a few minutes here, or we can see that they will be brought in as a confirmed requested consult. And then the general theory here is that the front desk would either call them to confirm, but also you're sending out a sequence of automation to make sure that they know that SMS from an email or call standpoint is being reminded that they're confirming and reminding the time of the actual appointment. But again, if that doesn't happen, so that they don't go directly into a scheduled consult from the inbound lead, we send them another direction, which is we send them, if they don't book, we send them down into the new lead category. And then usually what we're doing is on the first day, we're sending out an SMS and an email. But in some cases, some of the practitioners will set up an automatic phone call. What that means is that when the inbound lead comes in, there's a processing that's done that will connect the potential patient with the office with a simple connection of a phone call. So it will dial the patient's phone who just put in the form, again, if they haven't booked yet, and it will ring the front desk. And then the front desk will be alerted that this is a new incoming lead and to prepare for a booking dialogue. That is something that we'll show you once we get into a little bit further down this funnel pipeline. So now, again, if there's no response, the second day, again, another email will go out and another phone call will go out. Same thing, day 3, SMS, email, phone call. SMS on the third day, phone call. Now, if they haven't responded by the fourth day, we send them a voicemail drop, which means that the phone doesn't ring, but they have a voicemail that says, hey, sorry you weren't able to connect up with us. If you'd like to, you can call our office or SMS us with your information to get you booked. So we really know after 5 days that if the patient's not going to book, then we put them into the long-term funnel, which is basically a 12-month nurture of sending them out emails every month with more content based off of the dialogue where they came from. So if they came in for back pain, they get back pain continuation. Again, same process. Again, this is a typical funnel. It doesn't mean that necessarily needs to be yours or it needs to be the funnel that you want to build. But in general, these are the sort of steps that we see that have been sort of migrated into more of a consistent best practices model. Again, so if they do respond, either SMS or email, it will put them into the hot lead category. We're going to show that in a few minutes. So again, if they respond but they don't book, right, they go into another category, which we then send again the continual ask for scheduling into the scheduler. But most cases, what we find is that once they become hot lead, the front desk or someone will be working that because if they've responded back, whether they said, hey, who is this, or I'm not sure, or can you tell me about, who your practice is? Again, we have a lot of people come out of, especially Facebook, who tend to have clicked on, or they've gotten click happy, and they were emotionally engaged, and then for some unknown reason, they just decide not to complete the task. So again, all these things are there to remind them. And again, the process is the same if we're coming from the organic process. So if it's an organic lead coming from the website directly from organic traffic or social organic or an email or some other channel, same thing. They go to become a contact. They'll be asked to go to the booking page. If they don't book, they'll go back into the sequences. But most of the folks that come through on the booking page, if they've come through from the website, if they've been captured from an organic standpoint, it seems like we find that a majority of those people are aware of the practice and have done a little research. So they tend to book more because they're not coming from a cold lead outreach, like running Facebook ads. But anyways, the point is that if they do come through the lead contact form, and again, they do book on the calendar, again, the consult request automation will start to set in, and then they will be reminded as the consult gets closer. And as they do come in, if they've come in and they do convert, then you can convert them as a lead that has been won and associate a value with it. So this is a basic setup for a funnel process, simple two-stage funnel, which is one, they book or they don't book, and then the follow-up mechanisms start. So we can take a look at that here, where I'm going to show you a typical campaign. And we can see this is again, spine, sport, physical therapy, wellness center, chiropractic services and so forth. You can see the core campaign has an SMS. Again, I'll give these are real-time examples, so you're going to see the real data here. You're going to see that that instantaneously an SMS goes out. 2 minutes later, an email goes out, and then a call goes to the office at 3 minutes. So basically, they're getting an SMS to say, "Hey, got your claim. Now let's book you as a entity on our calendar." And so that's basically the stage here. And then this continues because you can see day one, the offer you've claimed is waiting. Click here to get onto the calendar. Same thing, day three. Basically, within the first day, all of this automation is running to remind the patient that they have an offer waiting. And then if they can click on the link, that will take them to the calendar and get them booked into the calendar. And again, if we look at the elements of this, and of course I can't show everything in this one short session, but I'm going to show you another setup where we see another core campaign running. So in this case, the practitioner wanted to do not an instantaneous SMS, but literally send an SMS 15 minutes later. And then within instantaneously, they get the email to claim the offer. So they've opted to do the phone call first. So you can see it's actually phone call goes directly out after 5 minutes to the patient. And they have some automations behind here with secondary emails and secondary SMSs behind if they don't respond to it. And again, the whole process is to get them, as you can see here, into next step is to book your free consultation. You can reply or text us or click this link. So you can see this will go out to the phone, or to the in the case of the email, it's the same thing. You'll see the next step is to book your free consultation. Call us here, or by booking and clicking here. So really giving the patient the opportunity to either call in or book directly into the calendar. So that's showing you some of the internal dialogues for the downline strategies, but let's look at these in real time. So now I've shown you best practices for setting up a funnel. I've shown you the actual inside of some typical funnels that we find in this market. And now we're going to take a look at the actual physical ads, and then we're going to look at the landing pages coming back. So this is where the rubber meets the road, right? So now we're talking about, here's a client in the wild. They have a website. We're running Facebook ads. And if we want to take a look at their ads, we can see that here's their Facebook page. It's typical. 1,200 people like the page. There's content on the page. So then if we look at the ads, so here's the ads. Now this is a very, again, I'm going right down the middle because there's so many different variants that we have of these different pages, but here's a consultation exam plus x-ray for just $39. And so here's another one, again, sort of two different looks, and these are running in the general geographic territory. And you can see it's the get offer. Now that takes them to the landing page, and we can see here's the landing page. So if we clicked on that ad, we would have been brought to this landing page. We can see consultation exam and x-ray for just $39. New patients only, claim now. So if I fill this information, it would take me then to the next page, which would ask me to book on the calendar. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to put fake stuff into his thing, but I think you get the concept. We've got great pictures, good safety stuff, testimonials, FAQs, location, all the things that get someone to look at this and go, okay, this looks like I can trust this guy. All right. So then If we want to take a look at another example, so this is, again, this is in the wild. I'm going to show you another example so we can see its secondary look. So here's a typical, again, another physical therapy, acupuncture, massage. Again, right down the middle, we see good content being produced. So we can see the ads. So let's take a look at the ad library. They're doing a $21 physical therapy evaluation and treatment, right? So it's a not necessarily full out X-ray exams. It's more of a simple straight out consultation, evaluation and treatment, right? So if we click on the ads, if we went to the ads, it would take us to the landing page. And if we want to take a look at the landing page, or first here's the website, so we can see that, sort of well-built website. We get it, lots of videos and trust signals on there. We go back over here to, here's the offer. Here's the claim now button. Again, I could I could show you what this looks like. So I'll just put in a test here so they know it's a test. And you'll start to see what happens. So claim it, all right? Now it's taking me right to the calendar. Next step is to request an appointment. And then you can see there's appointments available today in the afternoon, right? So that would be the concept, is to get onto the calendar and to do that. But anyways, so we've got, again, video, more testimonials, more concepts of bringing trust in. So really good trusted landing pages, solid map location. These work really well. And again, the offer's right up front. Very important to put your offer right here. And of course, have a phone number to call right up here if the person wants to call. And these work really well on mobile devices. I can show you what that looks like. So you can see this. Oops, not that one. Let's go back to this. Okay. I'll show you what this looks like on the mobile device. All right. So now you can see with the mobile right there, we see the highly identifies the whole process and simply puts it right in front of the client. So you really want to get them right to the offer if they're coming from one of the ads. So let's look at the real rubber meets the road for what's happening right behind this. So we're running ads. It's going to the landing page. So what's happening after that? So now I'm going to go into one of the ads, and we can see the last couple of weeks. Here's those ads that we saw that are running in Facebook. And we can see we're running about $15 to $20 a day. And we're getting leads coming in. So we can see there's 10 on each of these, and they came in at about $10 a lead. So this looks like this one's winning at $9.33 as opposed to this one at $12.19. Very typical cost for inbound leads. We generally see the leads between $10 to $20 per location. This is an active client. So we can see an active client has got that type of lead flow coming through. And again, I think you can kind of understand the modeling now. So if we go back to looking at the strategy here from the front end, we can see the leads that are coming through. So I'm going to show you, again, we'll go into the opportunities tab here. I'm going to see here's my lead that just came through. Here's all the consults scheduled over the last couple of days. Again, since we're on a Monday, we don't see a lot of leads in Monday morning here. We're not going to see a lot of leads come through, but you can see here's my information. If I go into my placard that it came in, you can see the notes, where it came from, when it happened. And of course, all of this relates back to then taking this and then moving this client along the pathway. I will start to get the automations, into my my phone and emails from the systems that you saw before. So really a good way to see it. If you look at the larger extent of clients that are super active, you can see that they have monstrous pipelines with opportunities across every single board, and everybody's a little bit different. But our strategy has always been to build the campaigns based off of a strategy that is the right fit for the client. So it's customized for each client. In this case, we're doing chiropractic strategies or wellness strategies, and we're seeing some of the different elements of that. In this case, we have the campaigns that are set up. Our core campaign, no-show campaign, not yet ready, consultation reminders, consultation requests, and then long-term nurture in that particular case. And in the case of the other one that we looked at, we might see a slight difference. We see core campaign, no-show sequence, not yet ready, appointment reminders, and then long-term nurture. So everybody is a little bit different. Again, it's the acquisition strategy based off of how we want to put together this for each one. And each one has a set of trigger links. So if we go back into looking at, I'll just pull up the any particular client, we'll have a set of trigger links and SMSs built in that connect to our systems. And again, if you looked at the systems ourselves, I'm going to go back to just a top level account so you can see dashboarding. With the dashboard, pipeline value, opportunities value, we see conversion rates, we see lead source reports from where the leads are coming from, what's been spent, total leads. And then we can go into the different aspects such as Google My Business, reviews, Google Analytics. You sort of have everything you need to have in the system. So that's why we've always, including if you really look at reporting and you look at, if we wanted to go down into the campaign level, we can see the campaign level for the Facebook ads, and we can see aspects of where that's been driving. We can also see, if we want to go into call reporting and attribution, we can see all calls. We can see where they came from, what the sources were, again, where they answered, first-time calls, recordings of the conversations. So everything is here for you to sort of work through from a dashboard level. So it's very interesting to see, especially when you start to have conversations. Again, there's a lot of conversations going back and forth between this platform, because this platform allows us to have multiple dialogues going on, because we can email and type to the client, because everybody who comes in is an object within the database. So we have an ability to communicate to them directly from the platform to their email or their SMS, right from a centralized standpoint. So that helps in, you can see there's lots of communications that go on from clients that are being built on a strategy. So you can really see this in real time, because we're looking at today, an inbound call happened. And it said, sorry, I missed your call. Another inbound call happened. Great. Hi, I was looking for an appointment. Can I get September 30th? Great. On September 30th, blah, blah, blah. So 3 p.m. Does 2:30 work? Sure, that works fine. Perfect. We'll see you then. Great. Thank you. So this conversation went on literally 4 minutes ago. So, this is the kind of, new technology that is really just communicating to the client. Again, this is all text messaging, because everybody text messages, but it was done from the platform. So when that lead came in, it was categorized, and now it's been brought into a pipeline, and now it's been closed. So not only can you do the automation sequencing, but you can always communicate directly with the client, directly to this platform. And that's why we love to use these types of platforms to dashboard and require the teams to utilize all the resources that we have within the framework. So I hope that helps. Again, it was wonderful to be able to support these clients. They are working with us to help support customizing their strategy, and we hope we can do the same for you. If you're in this chiropractic, wellness, any of the physical therapy, orthopedic strategies, we'd be happy to help you out in helping your business become stronger with automations and the strategy around great marketing ideas and great strategy around giving your business a boost, streamlining the operational aspects of lead flow, and the emotional strategy that we bring to the table with having great triggers and funnels built specifically for these niches.